I've been hearing the last few months that an Intel processor using E-cores will tank performance of a 7 Days to Die game. So with this video, I'd like to test that. I've never seen any evidence that that's the case. So we're going to test that here. I have a computer with E-cores. Whenever I run it, the game always uses the P-cores and never uses the E-cores. And I have many hours playing it and testing this. So the assertion is that the Intel processor is not smart enough to assign the game to the P-cores and will assign it accidentally to the E-cores, thereby tanking performance. So for this test, I set up the worst processor possible. This is the worst, lowest speed, lowest wattage possible Intel chip with E-cores. It has 2 P-cores, 4 E-cores, and they go at the lowest speed of any of these chips at 4.4 gigahertz for the P-cores, 3.3 gigahertz for the E-cores, and a maximum of 15 watts. Now, since I'm unable to replicate getting the game to run on E-cores instead of P-cores, if anyone could actually demonstrate that happening, I would be happy to see it. I'm going to force the game to run on E-cores. I did this by making a batch script which starts the game with affinity, setting it to just the E-cores. You can see that here in the process manager under set affinity. It's only running on the last 4 cores, which are the affinity cores. The 2 P-cores each have hyperthreading, so that's why the first 4, well, that's why you have 4 here instead of 2 for the P-cores. So that's that. Over here you can see my P-cores. I have 2 of them running at 4.4 and 4 of them running at 3.3. And so we're going to run the game just on E-cores and see if it tanks. And we'll also watch our wattage. It's somewhere down here. It's currently using 13 watts. We just want to make sure that stays under 55 to, match our scenario. This machine has a gigabyte, an EVGA 1060 from 7 years ago. It's quite an old card, but still has current drivers and works. So let's get started. We have start with a basic Navis game title, Navis Gain, and see how this performs. Let's turn on the FPS button. I guess I can't turn it on until the game loads. Alright, I'm in Navis Gain. I'm in the city. It's got some big buildings around we can look at, and I'm getting a pretty good frame rate, certainly playable, between 80 and 100 looks like. Let me show you the video settings. For my 1060, we have playing at 1080p. VSync is off so that we can get as many FPSs as possible. I got full textures on. Most of the other settings are medium. I've got reflections on, shadows on, and all these effects are off. Generally medium settings. This is, you know, even if you had the best CPU in the world with no E-cores, this is pretty much the best you're going to get out of a 1066 gig. Dynamic mesh options are set to their defaults. So let's see, maybe let's spawn in a bunch of zombies and see if we can tank the FPS that way. Because it's not tanking yet. Well, let's wait, before we do that, let's go look at this setup and see what's going on. How do you see? Yeah, so you can see it's using the E-cores. I'm running OBS, so I'm sure that's what's using the other P-core. But we have forced it to only use these E-cores, so it looks like it is doing that. They're the ones getting used. Let's see, core temperatures are pretty balanced across everything. Wattage. I'm using 20 watts. So we're well below that 55 watt limit that CPU has. All right, let's go back to testing. I'm going to spawn in zombies right in front of this big fat tower here. I'm sure this will tank performance. Let's spawn in 25 Arlenes. Go down here so they can chase us. It's very toasty. Alright, it's pushing me down to 50 FPS. However, it remains completely playable. And not really having a problem. Oops. Other than that. Oh, where'd you come from? Dang, I'm in trouble now. I don't think I have any medicine on me either. Whew, that was a close one. Good thing I had God mode on. I would have croaked. Whoopsie. It's kind of dark. Let's go back to normal. So the frame rate is not really that bad. let's try, I seem to have failed to tank my performance. Let's try another scenario. Let's go on a maybe eCourse tank your network performance. So let's try going on a public server. Wrong button. I was on a game yesterday, I think it was, called Skynet, I think. I should have typed that in there. It had a whole bunch of, oh, here it is. It has 27 players on it. That's a lot of players. Surely this will tank my performance using my eCores. I should have checked what time it was on the server. I could die. This is a 10K world, which is the largest supported, and with 29 players, it's greatly exceeding what this 8 players that is supposedly the max. Let's see how things are doing over here. We maxed out at 28 watts so far. I think I'm just going to ignore that from now on. Here's my fans. I have 3 intake fans, CPU fan, and an exhaust fan. Those go up to 2,000 and they're not really breaking a sweat. Temperatures still look good. E-cores are doing their thing. My 4 E-cores. And looks like the P-cores are not working very hard. The E-cores are doing all the work. Of course, it's nighttime. I logged on here. And where did my FPS... There we go. What was that? 100? This is unplayable. Why did I log on in the middle of the night? I don't even have a headlamp in this server yet. Ooh, I wonder if I can get a book. Why is... Nope. I wonder how many people are really on, if it's lying to me. Whoa. Lots of people on. Oh, what's my ping here, I wonder? 10. I shouldn't be doing this. I should have picked a server that was on in daytime. Oh, we're just doing science here, so as long as you can see the frame rate, that's all we need, right? How did I get up on that roof? I thought there was a ladder or something. Oh, more magazines? Nope. I'll take these polymers, though. Thank you very much. 84, 85. Yeah, there's a ladder. I guess that's how I got up. All right, that's boring. Let's just hop up. Not really seeing a problem with the E-core thing. If anyone can demonstrate to me that 7 days runs poorly on E-cores and has a better test than this one, I would love to hear about it. Yeah. I don't know. All I can say is I don't believe the claim. I cannot reproduce it. I'm running the game on all E-cores. So if someone can demonstrate that that claim is true, I would love to hear it or see it, however you do it. Like and subscribe.